Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Chase Jarvis. Welcome to another episode of Chase Jarvis Live. Today is going to be a real doozy. It's going to be completely unlike any other show we've ever had. Maybe actually it's going to be the most like the first broadcast we did a number of years ago when we just had a web camera following us around. Because today it's a live working set. We are going to be shooting, I'm going to be shooting with my good friend Will Hyde from Superfad. We're going to be shooting with the Phantom camera, which I don't even want to tell you the price tag, although it's been out in my social media. It's like a $150,000 camera. It shoots incredibly high frame rate. We're going to be shooting a fashion shoot today, and it's not going to be structured. It's going to be very, very loose. Will and we conspired with this primarily because so much of the work we do out in the real world, we have a bunch of art directors and clients looking over our shoulders, and every once in a while we got to get back to our roots, which is just making stuff for making stuff's sake. And that's what today's show is going to be about, and you're going to get to participate, ask questions all day long at #CJLive. We're starting to broadcast now. We're going to broadcast at least until 2:30, which is 4.5 hours. And you're going to see all sorts of set. We've got our amazing talent, Ashley, over in the corner, who's getting dolled up right now. We've got all sorts of camera techs, and it is going to be an orgy, if you will, of gear and creativity. Thanks for the sponsors, to Braun and Polaroid and B&H for helping us bring the show to you. And now, welcome my good friend, my creative collaborator, Will Hyde. Come on, buddy. Give me a 5, huh? Thanks, bud. Have a seat. This is the guy who has created a lot of amazing stuff that you've seen in your life. Super Bowl commercials. You've shot for basically every damn brand under the sun, all the biggest ones out there, and you've been a huge inspiration to me for a long time. So thanks a lot for being on the show. We've been talking about doing this for like maybe 2 years. I think.
2 years.
Two years of planning has gone into this, and I hope it doesn't come off like it's really well planned, because it's going to be very, very chaotic. But so tell me a little bit about first of all your background, why you got into shooting with the Phantom camera for one, and then I'll bring us into the modern day where we're talking about why we're shooting specifically fashion. So talk about your background.
Well, I've been doing started out in graphic design. 1995, things started to open up in terms of being able to do video, motion graphics. So I came up through motion graphics. We got the opportunity to start shooting stuff early this century, turn of the century. Things from a design standpoint started to go a little out of my wheelhouse. I wasn't really, crazy vector stuff. I wasn't really into it. I've always been attracted to a more organic, cinematic look. So I started just diving into photography and got obsessed with high-speed photography. And as I do on a lot of cases, instead of just renting a high-speed camera to see how I had it, I just bought a high-speed camera.
I'm going to drop to 100 grand. Like, hey, if I'm going to get into this thing, I'm going to do it right.
Yeah,
that sounds a lot like
that
you.
was, but then that was right at the point where high-speed cameras were transitioning from being just scientific cameras, where the people didn't care if it was grainy or noisy or whatever. They just needed to see the speed, capture bullets in motion, and all that stuff. But the Phantom Flex came out, and it was just another quantum leap ahead in terms of light sensitivity and frame rate. So now you can shoot 1920 1080 at 2650, I think it is, 2,650 frames per second. And you can shoot 1280 720, which I just love that resolution, but and we're going to shoot a lot of that today. You could shoot up to 5,300 frames per second, I believe, which is just crazy. But the best part about the Flex is the light sensitivity, because it went from being like the HD rated at probably 200, even though they say 600, it was like, to over 1,200 is where people kind of put it.
Yeah.
So
and that's allowed for a lot of that role in filmmaking to really elevate, because now it's possible to shoot without $1 million worth of lights pointed at the thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, you still need a couple $100,000 worth of lights. Well, it just depends on how fast you want to shoot, and I like to shoot, stuff really fast and peek into that world. So
that's a beautiful background. And then, of course, so we're not just here with a kick-ass director and a good friend of mine, but the guy who really helped move the Phantom, that super high-speed stuff, into pop culture. And it was really inspirational to me. We did a music video together not too long ago with the Blakes, and we brought in the Phantom, which was one of my first experiences with that camera. And so I have that. I have you to thank for that. And sort of, if we could fast forward now to today's shoot. So I don't know. Hey, Scotty on the camera, can you maybe just pan around a little bit and show the folks like what else is going on while we're broadcasting here? There's all kinds of folks testing, and maybe you can point the camera over there to Aaron, who's teasing up Ashley's hair right now. Look at that. Yep, you don't get to see Ashley yet, but so there's probably 20 some people here in the garage, all working on stuff. And the reason we're all coming together today is, as I indicated in my intro, we're getting together to make some beautiful fashion imagery. And so fashion has always been an inspiration to you. I flirted with it really early in my career. There was a lot of one of the things that I resisted was the drama around how to make those images, that it was all about the right this and the right that. And for you, I think it was really inspirational, but it was removed for you. What was your relationship, your early relationship to fashion?
Well, when I started diving into photography and stuff, and looking at innovators in photography, what I was really drawn to was the fashion photographers. I feel like, just if you think about the nature of fashion, that it's always changing, and the fashion mags and the labels, they're looking for some new kind of innovative look. So I'm really convinced that fashion photography consistently pushes the boundaries of stylistic photography. I think fashion itself appealed to me because it's design,
right.
And I came out of the design world, so I was very interested in that. And it's beautiful women too, so it's like,
hey,
what's not to like?
Yeah,
so.
what's not to like? Well, so those are the things, like when we go out to dinner, we talk about fashion photography, fashion sets, and so this idea of both of us getting to step a little bit outside of our traditional and start working on something that was really interesting to us is, I hope, a cue for you guys at home. Like, that's how you break into something. You have to actually pull the trigger and start doing work in that space.
Yeah,
right?
I think that one of the things about being a director that I've encountered is, if you haven't done it before, they won't let you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you haven't shot cars before, you can't shoot cars. And as I'm sure a lot of people are finding out, that if you want to do something, you're going to have to go out and do it probably for free for a while. Right. And get your portfolio up and everything. So I feel like I've had some opportunities to integrate fashion into a few of my pieces, but in terms of my progression and where I'd like to go as a director, I'd like to be doing more of that. So just literally to get a portfolio together of more fashion elements, this is going to be a big part of that. So each of the setups that we're going to do today will be have a different, obviously have a different sort of lighting language.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of, like, that's basically what you're going to hear. We're going to be mic'd the whole day, and then you'll have some ambient mics that are just picking up the rest of the crew noise. Anybody in the set can come up and talk to the camera throughout the course of the day, but to just give you a short insight before we actually get to work here into what it is that we're doing, we're basically kind of fusing some of our desires. I mentioned earlier the fashion photography stuff we're both interested in, how fashion is always pushing stuff, and that's what we want to be part of and associated with, and also we're both a little ADD, so it keeps our creative mojo moving. But you'll see kind of an integration of our two aesthetics. Will tends to be super polished. If you watch some of his Super Bowl commercials, for example, really, really high design. And I tend to be really gritty. There's a lot of black and white. The show is shot in black and white. And so we're going to try and sort of fuse those two things together, which is a little collaboration that we've been, as I said, working on for a couple years. So what do you got?
I got a lot of light. I got
maybe
20Ks, 10Ks, 4K, HMIs, and we're going to get into all the geek stuff for lighting, and there is just a crap load of power in here. We have a generator outside, and
there wasn't enough power in this whole studio.
But we've also made rigs for this. This is a ring light that is being made using just basic household floodlights. They're each 500 watts. So
Yeah, there's a
maybe
lot
not
of-
household, but
There's a lot of DIY stuff that's going to be
Yeah.
coming at you today. So we're looking to have a really good time. Again, it's not going to be like any other CJ Live you've seen before. It's going to be really free form, and so I encourage you to, I understand if you can't watch all day, but have this thing going. Please tell your friends, because the more people that we can help bring into the program today, the more that we can share what it is that we're doing, hopefully to inspire more cool, kick-ass creativity out in the world. So follow me, check it out.
So we're looking at the Phantom HD, the Phantom Flex here. So this is the, this is the camera body. This is what's called a Cinemag, and I'll go through all of this. It's got various outputs. It's got an Ethernet control cable. All of the settings that you do on this camera, you can shoot anything from 1 frame per second all the way up to the maximum, of 2560 at 1080 at 1080. However, if you start to window down, similar to I think the Red cameras,
Yep.
as you window down, it like a DSLR, as you go to the crop sensor. This will do that, but every time you do it, the speed that you're able to get goes up. So
The resolution goes down, right?
the resolution goes down, the speed goes up, but and then it also has that, making your crop.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it gives you a little goofy crop.
Yeah, so the, if you were to go back to the old school 720, 486 and shoot, you can shoot 11,000 frames per second. One interesting thing to know about the camera in terms of how our workflow works is that this camera is always recording. Instead of a conventional camera mechanism where you hit record and then you hold the camera on the subject, and then when you're done you hit stop. This is always recording. You wait for the action to happen, and then you hit
Stop.
record.
Yeah.
You trigger it, and it basically freezes what's already happened. So at 1,000 frames per second, you can record real time in 8 seconds. So Chase could be out there doing a jig, and we could record him do that jig for 8 seconds, okay? And then that would be 8,000 frames divided by 30 is...
So yeah, if you play back in real time.
Right, if you played that back in real time, 8,000 frames, you guys do the math, at 24.
Roughly 1 second shooting at 1,000 frames a second takes about 2.5 minutes to play back at normal video speed.
Right.
So if you just start doing the math, you're A, looking at a huge pile of data, and B, looking at a lot of opportunities to capture cool stuff in there, right?
Yeah, and if you take your speed down to say 400 frames per second or 200 frames per second, then you basically have a certain amount of pixels that you can gather. You can spread them out over time or compress them into time. So if you're shooting at 200 frames per second, then you can record a lot more real time. And we'll be doing some of that today so that we can have some more real time action to cut into our sequences.
So that's, in a nutshell, what we got going on here. We're rolling with the Fisher Dolly just so that it gives up, and a jib, so it gives us a little flexibility and freedom. But later on in the day, one of the things that I was always kind of pecking at Will, the thing is, the camera has historically lived in an environment like this, and with some of the ski and snowboard films now that, again, you were a pioneer bringing this to cinema, now we're seeing people use this camera like handheld, which is something that's really exciting to me, to someone who runs around. And so we're going to be doing a little bit of that later on today.
One of the things that you get when you're shooting high speed is, like, for instance, if you shoot something at 1,000 frames per second, and you kind of go like you would normally go, like this,
you're not gonna
then
get
at
any
1,000
movement.
frames per second, it goes like, you hardly see the motion. So whenever you're shooting something high speed, you need to, for there to be dynamic motion in your final shot, you need to move the camera really fast in real time. So that's hard to do on a big rig.
And it's hard to do with follow focus. We've got a follow focus rig here, but
so we're gonna try to get, we're gonna get into a lot of talk about the lighting and how much lighting it takes, but to shoot with this camera. But we're gonna try to get as good of a stop as we can get, so that when we're roaming around, we have a little bit of latitude with the depth of field.
let's switch gears now. I mean, basically, anything else you want to say about this thing? Camera, the Cinemag that's doing the recording?
Once you record, even if you record 32 gigabytes, which we normally don't do at once, but you then copy that up to the Cinemag. And it used to be, in the old days, even the beginning of the Phantom HD, you had to download over Ethernet let's say you kept 4 gigabytes of that high speed. You had to download over Ethernet, and it would take about 15 minutes to do that. So you got a shot,
and then you
decided
wait for
you want
15
it, and you wait for 15 minutes. A few years ago, they developed this Cinemag technology, and this Cinemag technology can record data and save it at up to 400 frames per second. So if you record something at 800 frames per second, and it's 2 seconds of real time at 800 frames per second, it's going to take 4 seconds to write it up to here, which is just like quantum.
Yeah, 4 seconds versus 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a little bit of the camera that we're going to be using today. Some of you guys might ask why. Well, again, we're trying to do something different. We're trying to bring some of the things that we like to fashion photography, integrate that, and be able to make a new statement. So not a lot of fashion gets shot on the Phantom. You've seen some on the Red. You see people get to pull great stills out of there. And there are innumerable reasons, but again, trying to do something different than it's been done before, and have one toe in sort of our wheelhouse and one toe in a new wheelhouse. That's the idea.
We're also going to. I think one of the things that Superfad will bring to it is that we are also going to be augmenting the final product with visual effects, and we're going to be shooting. We're going to be shooting different plates that you'll see today, where there's going to be a lot of breaking of light bulbs.
This is where, we'll shift gears here in just a second and give you the...
going to explode and stuff, but we're going to be shooting the model at a certain frame rate, and then the light bulbs at another frame rate on black, which will be an element that we'll composite in.
With that, I'll start off with the first. Ashley, our talent, amazing. I have to stand up very, very tall when I'm near Ashley because she's got these shoes on that make her quite tall. Striking, beautiful. She moves very, very gracefully. You'll see her dancing a lot today. She's gonna be ready. I was just cued in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So we've got a little bit extra work to do. Behind us, this is a chandelier that your crew had been made for the first set. The first set we're gonna start off is shooting her in a fashion environment right out here on black.
Right. So we have these bulbs. They're standard light bulbs, these globes. I think they're 60 watt, either 40 or 60 watt. These, traditionally, if you shoot these on the Phantom at a high frame rate, you'll see them flicker. Wah, 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 wah. If the flicker is too much for us, then we will hook up the car batteries.
Got it.
And the reason for the car batteries is the car batteries are DC, so it's direct current, it's not alternating current. The problem with flicker is that you get alternating current, so in between that 60 hertz cycle, the filament begins to die down, but you're shooting at 1,000, so you see that dying down.
And you've seen that with like a television camera shooting a screen, say on a computer. You see these waves, and it's analogous to that. So anyway, so we got to do a little bit of testing. Ashley is getting dialed in over there for our first look, if you will. There's probably a little bit of stuff you have to go with do with the Phantom. I'll let you guys get back on set here and dial that in. You want to help these guys get finished up over here on this side of things?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'll see you in just a second, my friend.
This first light that I'm going to show you is it'll remind you of sort of old school movie sets and stuff. So are you able to point up there? See that? That's a Mole Richardson 20K. So that's 20,000 watts. I started with those because that's originally with HD or with high speed where we always had to use those Mole Richardson tungsten lights. Because the thing that a tungsten light has is it has a filament, whether it's a little light bulb or a big light bulb. And what we found out in the first week I had the Phantom is that if your filament is too small, then in that Hertz cycle, if you think about a filament is actually glowing hot. And as the Hertz cycle goes like this, when the Hertz are down, when the current is down, that filament actually has time to die down. And when you look at it playback, you'll see it pulse. But if you go above a certain watt, or rather if the filament in the lamp that you use is a certain size, then in that dip down, the Hertz dip down, the filament is so big that it doesn't have time to cool down. So that's what gets you the flicker free. I'll take you around now to show you, is that cool? Take you around now to show you the other lights that are going to be our back edge lights. These are HMIs. It's a daylight balanced light. The tungstens are warm light. These HMIs draw less power for the same amount of lumens light that you get. The problem is that an HMI has a square waveform. So in those Hertz, it's either on or off. So pop, 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 pop. It's not a dying, it's not a cooling filament, okay? It's an actual, it's either on or off. So even the biggest HMIs would flicker because it's on or off. That's what we got set up now. We got a bunch of other lights to play with as well.
This is, God, I don't know how much, 6 figures worth of lights for sure. And again, we realize that a lot of this stuff isn't accessible at home. Some of the stuff that is accessible, we use the Cobalt lights, a product in relation to Broncolor, which is part of one of the sponsors for the show. For most of our video work, at the super crazy stuff, they don't make the lights that are the 20,000 watts. But again, we're trying to, I'll consistently try and relate some of the stuff that's going on here when we have, roughly $1 million worth of gear in the studio today with some of the things that you can be doing at home. And again, we have a $100 do-it-yourself ring light.
Yeah.
So we're trying to cover the whole range today.
One thing is if you ever do have the opportunity to or want to just rent a Phantom for the day, and you can't afford the lights and everything, the sun is the biggest light of all, and it don't flicker.
That's right. Can we bring in the sun, please? Not in Seattle this time of year.
Yeah.
So Ashley is ready. I'm gonna have to stand up real tall. We're ready for Ashley whenever Ashley's ready for us. There she is. Bring you all the way out onto set.
It'll be very warm.
You are going to be
really
very
cold.
Okay. Everybody in the world, this is Ashley. Ashley, this is the world. Thank you so
Hello.
much for being our amazing talent.
Thank you.
Folks at Superfad did a great job casting you. We've seen you move and dance, which is really, really cool to watch. Obviously, we've got a lot of fabric attached to you and
a lot of flow.
a lot of flow, and that's part of the goal. Not that you really care, but the folks at home, what we're trying to do, again, is show this movement that we're going to capture at a high speed. So we're just going to keep doing what we're doing here, letting them in on their stuff. We're getting the camera set up on this boom, on this jib. And again, we're wrangling cords like crazy because we're at a lot of stuff in a small amount of space.
Okay, let's bring up the fan. All right. You ready?
All right, first shot of the day is we're heading at you.
Music, playback, please. Okay, cut. Let's see that playback.
Cool. While Will's looking at the playback, you can even get more aggressive. Okay, that was that was really contained. What we're hoping for is like throwing your hair. Yeah,
Okay.
madness. But I want you to feel like you can kick and
Okay.
throw it around, like really let it loose. Okay. There you go. That's hot right there.
Playback.
That's it, Ashley.
Cut. That was the moment right there.
Beautiful. Seriously, no, and that's exactly like when you gave a little spin, the fabric was up over your head, and
Can
then
I
you
get a USB
drilled the
mouse?
camera with your eye, and you gave it that little tough look that you just gave it.
Okay.
Can you scrub through that for a second, Will, so I can show
Yeah,
the
I'm
things that
trying.
she's doing well?
Yeah, there
So
we go. That's
that move
it right
across,
there.
like so that you're looking right at the camera, then your left arm comes across. Watch your left arm come across. That's the reason that we call it cut, because look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
Great job on the styling, you guys.
Okay. Ready? And action. Okay, coming back up, steamy into the camera. Good, cut.
That last one was great. Nice.
All right.
Good job, Ashley.
Yeah.
That was really good. There's a lot of energy in your arms there. Come take a look at this, actually. I don't know. So this is not going to be as slow as it is in the final piece that we're putting together, but you get to see how rad you're dancing.
Awesome.
Boom. That's the business that I'm talking about with your eyes.
Sure.
And
Look at
when
the
you,
color
when
of
you
that.
went, yeah, that's incredible.
Magenta and purple. Come on, I'm going to put
Look
the
at that.
logo right there. Go. I shoot
Sold.
fashion commercials.
Stamp. Great job, Ashley.
Okay.
Great job.
Awesome.
Round of applause
Good.
for Ashley. Yeah.
Round one.
Bust some stuff?
What's that?
Gonna bust some stuff?
Yeah, we're gonna bust some stuff. So what I want to do is let's lose the chandelier.
that last take was perhaps my favorite take. I don't know if you could see how fast Will moved the camera. It's about the same pace that I moved that first one at. So we kind of figured that out. That was really a place that we learned. The first shot that Will did was a slower move, then we amped it up, and then the last one was as fast as you can, like literally as fast as you can move that camera on the jib. We've got a great payoff. So we're shifting gears now. We've got about 5 great takes in the can. And again, there was a question asked right before I had to run off, which is how long was this piece going to be? We don't have a target length, but short. I mean, it's not going to be long. It's going to be a short, high energy, sort of think of it as a spot. So we've got 4 or 5 reasonable takes in the can, and we're going to move on. We're going to move on to is probably a lot of what the geeks want, which is, yeah, come on set here, bud. Which is,
It's hot.
It is hot in here. Which is exploding light bulbs.
Exploding light bulbs.
Part of the creative. And you should know we're going to be wearing safety glasses. You folks at home might want to put your glasses on too. Break some shit.
Chase, are we ready to go?
Yeah, I'm coming at you. I just wanted to make sure to get my super sweet 80s.
I got
Oh,
both.
you got the real deal.
Let me see. I need to see what I look like.
You look like a madman.
This is science, my friend. Okay, and action. Cut.
Boom. First time today of blowing some shit up. It goes so fast.
Yeah.
Now let's watch it go really, really, really slowly. I have a thought about the explosion. You might want to come so the bar doesn't pass in front of the light first.
Joel, you want to come see this?
And it's a little piece of feedback for you. So
Yeah.
maybe you can
Go back
Yeah, take it back.
Take it back to when the impact happens. And this may have been what you were talking about, Joel.
Okay, so this is
Okay.
A little lower behind it.
Yeah,
that
so-
the bar hits it kind of straight at the side.
yeah,
Or
and
in the middle. I mean,
it's
so
sort
it-
of
Well, it's the bar's, like,
tangentially.
straight to camera.
Okay.
Tangentially or a little bit behind so that we don't have it coming in front of the light bulb before their strike.
Yeah, I can swing over from the other side, but coming behind a little
Are you
bit.
gonna go switch on me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna try it a couple different ways.
Cool.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think you should take it. And see, again, let's look at the, as the glass pulls away, you're able to see,
Like cards.
yeah, you're able to see the
Say-
big, light cards in there. You can, if you look close enough, and I don't know what you guys can see, there's Will picking his nose right here.
Okay.
You get to see light stands and stuff. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Let's just
Keep it.
let's save that.
Look at that. Wow. Cool. Okay, let's load up another one if we can. So let's do that same thing, and with our strike, make sure that we don't see the bar first.
Okay. Back to live whenever we can.
So, strike it will.
This will be at 5,300 frames per second at 1280/720.
Okay. When you're ready, Joel. Cut.
All right, cool. Let's get a little playback here.
Do we have a?
That is sexy. I don't know if you folks at home can see that.
You don't get as much because he's not hitting it. We need to do what you were talking about.
Yeah. Great. That's a nice shot right there, actually.
Yeah.
See that? Because it's also obscuring the bar.
Yeah.
And this, again, that's
Yeah.
a beautiful. Look at the shape on that. That's great light.
Okay, let's save that, Joel.
This is very repetition driven. We're just going to bust 4 or 5 of these things, and then move on.
Cut.
That seemed to me to be strikingly powerful.
Well, he should not. You should try to hit it and not go through. Okay, he should hit it lower. Whoa! Look at that.
Yeah.
Two camera there.
You ready, Dean? Okay. Now hit it while it's swinging. Hit it while it's swinging. There. Cut.
Oh man.
Damage done. I like the double. Think. Just knock the dust off
Whoa,
it.
that's cool. Look at what it's.
Okay, so
Okay,
it comes
here.
in. Then I see. Now he gets gangster on it. Wasn't tough enough the first time. That looks like a cannonball ripping through it.
Whoa, that is cool. Whoosh. Let's save that. Do it one more time, but try to hit it. What it was just out of frame when you hit it. So try to hit it.
Okay, just time it so when it swings
Yeah.
back towards me, I'll whack.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, dang it.
We are hitting a light bulb with a steel bar.
Yeah. Cut.
Beauty. That was sexy. The mortgage maker. Boom.
Whoa. Perfect, Joel.
Yeah, that is maybe the best one yet.
Because the tip of it feels like a bullet. We didn't get the blue. Oh, there's a little bit.
Okay.
Whoa. Nice. Okay, let's save all that. Let's go to, let's break down this. Good job,
Okay,
everybody.
so we're gonna change lighting scenarios now. We're gonna go back to some fashion. We'll be moving on to a new set again with our hot to trot Ashley, the 6-foot supermodel that I have to stand up really tall next to I don't know, to represent the male species. She'll be out with a very, very sexy look, look number 2 for her, and we'll get her dancing to some great music. So stay tuned, be right back. Thanks. Okay, so again, we've got our gaffers dialing in some of the lighting, and what we're going to shoot this time, Scott's coming in with the tight camera, is we're going to shoot beautiful Ashley right here, and look how bejeweled she is. She's got a 25-pound bejeweled dress on, great texture in there as well. And this scene is going to be shot with a really, really strong backlight. So there's some reflected light that's going to be coming in, and we're really looking for some lens flare that has a high, sort of really powerful, dynamic, dramatic look.
Yeah, we're also going to be playing with some particulate matter. You know, we're trying to, in each of the setups, we're trying to get stuff that pays off the Phantom. You know, so in this case, we are going to have the hair and everything, and she's going to be moving, but we're also going to be dropping at various sort of focal depths these crystals through the frame, which will appear kind of as glitter, and they'll bokeh, and they'll flare, and they'll do all that stuff.
All that cool stuff. And her moving, that's going to really pay up the depth of field. We're going to see some stuff in the foreground that's out of focus, the background that's out of focus. She'll be tight, and then all of the cool light bouncing around. I call that the sexy.
That's the sexy.
That's the
You
sexy.
the sexy.
To bring the sexy. Okay,
Okay.
fans ready? Thank you. Of the things that you did, the turn was the coolest. I want you to like shake your hair, and if you like do one motion a couple times, but don't do anything too long because the takes are so short,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So 1, 2, 3, and then a spin move, and like when you fluffed up your hair, fluffing it, just setting it on top is not very
Doesn't do
good.
anything,
Just
fluffing
like
it,
poof. That's especially as you're spinning, like I think that's a great look
Okay.
as you're spinning.
Okay.
Use your hair. Your hair is your weapon.
Okay.
The secret weapon. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's see your business. Remember, into the camera, not the girl next door.
Let's not
Play
go on
back.
this one, too.
Action. Cut. There was one that the
back
first
and-
turn was good. Let me see that really quick, if you can.
Yeah. The eye contact is really good.
Yeah, and then watch this move. When she spins around and goes full profile, you get to see her jawline super highlighted. That is a nice facial expression. That is not the girl next door. That is super hot payday. And then boom, right there. That's a great finish.
Okay.
Nice job. Good job, Ash. Okay, so this is all about timing. You're going to be, as soon as you're in the middle of a swirl, I'm going to,
I'm going to have to be.
and I would just swirl and swirl again. Okay. Everybody happy? Camera ready? And fan on high, and you know what you're gonna do, right? As soon as you hear my spin.
Yes, sir.
Playback.
Cut.
Better?
We've only got a limited amount of time, so
Sure.
you want to.
Okay, so this is just a one move. Remember, you're just gonna kind of
I think
be
we
bent
should.
over.
I think we should throw the other ones
Yep.
uh,
Front and back.
closer to camera.
Okay. So we're gonna need to go from music to action pretty quick. Ready? Camera rolling. Playback. So we're writing all three of the files that we just made because they're all looking magnificent here. We're shooting 1500 and then we move down to 400 frames a second.
Let's save that. Just save up and start where she started dancing, and then if we didn't do the.
No, we're good on
Okay.
that.
Now we
capture.
got the ring light up.
The ring light's ready to go. Are you using this camera with that?
Yes, we're using this camera with that. Get the light bulbs on the string.
Woo! Now we're moving fast, folks.
Okay.
This is. What's that?
No, she
Yeah,
should go
we're
into
gonna
rock
need
and
some
roll,
music,
but we're not
but-
going to use her.
Okay, while they're
when
getting
she
that set
has
up,
a
I'm gonna
break
come over here.
while she goes rock and roll. Cut. Fuck, I didn't see a
Nice
thing.
one, Joel. Gangster getting in there. Broken socket. Let's replace.
Whoa. Wow. That's cool.
That is filthy.
Save that. Let's do it from the side. Cut.
Cut. That's nice. You're getting good at this, Joel.
Practice.
Yes, this could be interesting. And it goes up. Yeah, you got a little flare there.
I'm gonna stop down a little bit. Okay, let's load the last one in.
Okay.
5300, 5301, whatever it takes.
Again, these are effects that are going to be cut into our fashion spot.
Joel, I don't want you to mess this one up.
Yeah. See if I can actually break a light bulb. They've been a little
Yeah.
stronger than I.
That's right.
How many?
All right, so now we're looking a little dark to me,
supervisors
guys.
does it take to break a light bulb?
That broke.
Totally broke.
All right.
Nice job. Folks at home, hope you're getting playback. Wow. That is what a light bulb looks like as it's blown at 5,300 frames per second. Again, these are, ooh, the flame down there. Never go away. We're going to probably, I think, wrap that guy up right now, the smashing of light bulbs. Going to go back to a sort of a rock and roll theme with Ashley in front of this same really rough steel door. So looking forward to gluing these things together in post. I can take my sunglasses off now since we're not breaking stuff. And we're going to change cameras. What we're doing is we're unplugging the Phantom Flex. Sad to say, has to go to another job somewhere across the country. So we're going to put that in a box and mail it. We're actually not going to. Kerner Camera, our good friends down the street. What we're going to do then is load in the Phantom HD, which is not quite as sexy, not quite as, has a little bit less mojo, but is still bad to the bone. And if you're burning out, take a nap. Camera's up and live, and she is looking smoking hot. Let's go over and shoot another little vignette with the Phantom HD. So, like again, we need you to be sassy
Okay.
and don't gravitate towards too smiley or too girl next door. That's the only thing that,
Okay.
like, this is even a sort of an amplified version of what we were doing earlier with the sass. Everything, are you comfortable and everything happy?
Oh, yeah.
And okay,
Yeah,
now you got a
great.
fur coat on,
Now I
right?
got my first, and I'm perfect.
We're gonna go check out we got some music selections happening over there. Ooh, this is good. Maybe we can get this, can you kind of come in here for a second, Scott? This is a DIY, do-it-yourself. We're ring light, which is got 4,000 watts of bulbs in it, 8 500-watt bulbs. And if we have our druthers, which we probably don't, might be too dangerous, this basically goes out to a cart full of car batteries. They're all together, and they've been strung together very, very adroitly to be able to put this much light out without flickering, so that the phantom, as we talked about earlier, if you're just joining us, it's really sensitive to light flicker. We need to have DC current, which is direct current, so that the lights don't, with AC, like wall power that's on, off, on, off, on, off. Trevor made this, right? Yeah, can we find out from you a little bit about how you made it? Are you willing to step off there for just a second? And I'll take that mic. Can you bring me that mic, Alvin? So tell us about manufacturing this, what you did. Careful you don't catch your head on fire there.
Honestly, it was a while ago, so I'm digging. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, I can tell you that, because it was the night before the shoot.
Always is, right?
It's just 2 pieces of wood with a little bit of
So plywood?
sheathing. Yeah, this is a plywood ring. Just cut a hole in it, use some sheathing to grab either side, and then put 8 sockets in it. It's total garage made.
Yeah, garage made. You got some holes for
Some
venting there. So, and then tell us what's on the other end from a power perspective.
Right now we are AC, but when we go DC, it's the 10 batteries linked in series to make 125 volts DC. But it's the amperage it'll get you if something goes wrong on that side.
Okay,
so we got it buried in the corner where nobody can get at it.
Yeah, with caution tape. So what would happen if, say, a light stand or something fell across that?
If it fell across that, we'd have a light show. Let's just say that. We have fuses in line. We're not running it dry. There are fuses. There are actually several fuses in line for safety's sake. But back in the corner where all the power's happening, any metal in the wrong spot,
Boom.
yeah, bye.
Light show.
Yeah, it's gone.
Cool. Well, again, thank you so much for, and so what would you say this cost? I mean, the 10 car batteries is another thing to run it with DC current, but what about, what was the
to build
total
this thing?
cost to manufacture?
Oh, geez, this is probably, I don't know, $50 maybe?
$50. There you have it.
I mean, depending on where you shop. Yeah, it's easy. That's nothing.
I only
That's
shop
garage.
at Home Depot.
That's garage made.
That's cool. Okay, we're gonna move into shooting this stuff, which is what I'm excited. We got to get Ashley on her way here pretty soon. Thank you for the mic.
Oh, suck. All right, let me move
She
forward.
caught her hair on fire.
Sorry.
Safety goggles, maybe, the glasses on and off.
So we're just gonna have you sort of writhe around and be sexy. Can I see you pull your glasses off for just 1 second?
Off?
Yeah. Okay, so have them on and then take them off and sort of, eye contact with the camera is really good.
Take
Yeah.
it off real quick. Let me just close real quick.
And as you roll past, like as your chair is swinging, that's a good time for your eyes to just stay glued to the lens. As you so the chair is swinging, but your eyes are staying fixed on the camera.
Sure.
And glasses on, glasses off, that sort of routine.
Is she going to be able to move it, or do we need somebody underneath to move it?
Let's give her a shot
Yeah,
for a
well,
while. We'll have a couple
okay.
of takes of that.
Okay. All right. Let's music up.
When you come around, your head's down.
All right. Cut.
That's good. That when you come around and now you're just
I
gonna
think what we
pass
want
out.
to do, what you want to try to do is come to a central position, and then come to a central position, and then take it off, and
Yeah.
I mean take your sunglasses off,
Okay.
and then I wonder if maybe somebody should just
Keep moving her.
keep moving her so she's not worried about that, and then can stop her. All right, let's do it.
last one was
Yeah,
great.
the very first one was the one.
Yeah, I think the first
Yeah.
one and the last one were also
Okay.
awesome. Beautiful, great
Let's
stuff.
Chase.
Yes, sir.
We come over here and tell Dean which parts to save.
Yeah,
and then,
can you cut front and back?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
You could take 2 different clips.
Okay.
Oof.
Pop that head back. Yes. Okay, and then let's look at the first one. I think Will was right.
Okay, let me save that
Okay.
first. Okay, yeah. Starting here. Okay. About 30 seconds, Will, 40 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Got to keep that.
And she's gonna go hand to hair. Let me. Does she? Oh yes. And as soon as we lose her, back her hair is gonna come around here. 3, 2, 1.
Make sure this
And you're-
do it again.
Oh God. Probably yeah. You can probably be out there. That's a full spin.
Yeah.
Those two are great. Nice job, Ashley. You're
Yeah, very
slaying
good.
it right now.
All right, and we're not centered. Okay, and action. Yeah, look. Cut. Little moment there, but I really want to get this moment of where you're sort of like right into the camera, right?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
and you could do. I mean, you can go. You
little
can be
pursed
swinging,
lips.
and then you can take it and almost wield it like that as you go
Okay.
in. Okay,
Yeah,
just
like, it's sort of like you got a mace and you're going in.
yeah.
But that
So
that
there is
there's
a moment in
couple
that-
really the end of that was
Yeah.
super hot.
So you just want that kind of leaning in and, you know, just sort of an opening eyes and lowering and raising and lowering, just getting like really good eye contact.
Leaning forward. Nice.
Yeah. All right, music up. Lean in. Good. Cut.
Yes, that looks great. I wish my hair could do that.
You'll get there, buddy.
I'll get there. I'm growing it out. So now we're going to do something that I'm very excited about, which is Handhold the Phantom. The Phantom has historically, for a long time, until this past year or so, has historically been pretty stationary. It's been on jibs and on sticks, and one of the things that I enjoy doing with cameras is things that they historically haven't been doing, and one of them is moving this. You're seeing it a lot now in like the Art of Flight, for example.
We're not going to go to seamless.
They really did a lot of cool stuff with that. We're just going to do this on a very small scale here in the studio, but moving that camera. We talked earlier about when you're shooting something at 1,000 frames a second, or even 200, 400, something like that. If you just move the camera like this, you're not going to really pick up that movement at that high frame rate. So by going like, then you'll get to see that at unfold at a speed that is actually feels like the camera's moving. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get a little bit nuts and push that thing around.
You should take the camera and I'll take the light.
Okay? And we will run into each other all day long, but it will be hot. Should we get her up out of the chair?
Yeah, she can be out of the chair, moving, putting her feet up on the chair. Yeah, that would be good to be able to do that kind of stuff with the chair and
How about that
kick your
dance,
butt out,
Scott
and all
Holpine?
that stuff.
We got to make sure to remember not to plow into each other, you and me, buddy. And I'm going to try and move pretty fast. I've got this thing going on. And especially, I'm going to be trying to go in the opposite. So if she's moving this way, I'm going to try and have the camera going this way. And if she's moving that way, I'm going to have the camera going the opposite direction. Fan up a little higher if we can, please. Thank you. There we go. And playback. look good
Let's just go.
for me.
13 minutes.
Okay. And how much time does that leave me to get to where I'm going? Okay. I wonder if she should kick the chair out of the way. I wonder if it's like, so if you walked in the middle here and you went,
Yeah.
she goes, oh yeah, I can do that. That actually looks fun.
Okay. All right. And play back.
5/17/86 was the day. I'd love to take it back, but there's just no way. 5/17/86 was the day.
Ben.
I'd love to take it back, but there's just no
Ben,
way.
cut.
It's about time. It's about
Nice moves. Woo! That's great. Sorry on the internet, I just blew your ears out. My little hoot and hollering. Nice. Nice move on the chair push. And spin. Nailed it. All right, you folks on the internet, you know that we would go all night long if we could. We're about to wrap it up. This is going to be our last shot. Yeah, let us know what you think by following up on the blog. I want to say thanks to B&H and Polaroid Broncolor for supporting what it is that we're doing here. Remember to sign up for the email newsletter, which is right there on the live page, chasejarvis.com/live, and follow yours truly, Superfad, on the old Twitter. And this is what we'll leave you with this shot. We're going to be closing out here. Mr. Will Hyde's going to be driving the bus. And Ashley's changing into one final outfit.
Yeah.
Rose
Can we
petals.
get a ladder?
We're gonna see. I don't know. We're gonna.
On standby, just behind the panel. Yeah, for just a sec. I just want to check our light on her real quick.
There we go. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I'll get it. If you want
Can you turn that monitor towards
to,
us?
you want to do pedals on take 2?
Pedals on take 2.
And I think I want to be moving up.
Yeah, we want to be up higher in general.
But I mean, I want to be moving up too, like panning
Okay.
up or tilting
All
up
right.
as the flowers are coming down and she's spinning.
All right. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and do the flowers. You're just gonna be sprinkling them, not dumping them all at once. Just okay.
And you're just going to be spinning and spinning and spinning. Playback!
Hair back. Cut.
Woo!
All right. Yeah.
Save it.
All right. One more, and we're done.
How's my time, Megan?
Okay. 2 more. No.
Camera's
All
ready.
right.
All right. Someone's got to get a picture of us two fools operating the camera like this.
Ready? And play back. Cut.
Woo!
Whew. All right. Thank you,
I think
everybody.
that's a wrap. Woo!
No power.
Don't turn your pan. And poof. All right. Maybe you can. Actually, I'm going to sign off with you next to me. This is about the best part of the day right here.
Will, I saw a shot of you and Paris with the ring light.
Yeah, actually, and we maybe a photograph. Will, you want to get on their side over here?
Hold the ring light up and get the.
Still photograph?
Yeah.
All right. So again, huge thanks. I just wrapped up all the thanks. So I just want to say, sponsors for supporting us. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Ashley, you slayed it all
Yeah,
day.
awesome.
Thank
you, guys,
It's been a pleasure, buddy. Thank you so much. And for you
you.
folks at
It's
home that tuned in, we had dozens and dozens of countries from all over the world. Thank you for being a part of this extravaganza today. This sort of a junk show, sort of a creative fiasco, sort of a love, a mission of passion. So thank you
Yes.
very much, and huge thanks to the crew. Huge, and round of applause,
good,
you guys. Come
everybody.
on, this is beautiful. And if you're in the world somewhere, clap for these guys. Thank you. Appreciate
All right,
it.
one portrait with the ring light.
Signing
I need
out,
a
one
with
portrait.
the- or we can sign off, but we can.
And yeah, maybe we can roll credits. D, thank you. Woo!
Thanks, everybody.
Whoa! Here we go. Wow, that shit's bright.
The rhythm be working up on me. The old to the new to the old to the new to the old, 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 the old to the new